Hi, welcome to Podium, session 017. And I've called this Relationships Transformed, and it's the final part of the conversation that I've been having with Adam Ashe, professional rugby player from the Glasgow Warriors. And in this show, we talk about how is it relationships were versus how they are now, having gained an insight and an understanding of the three principles behind the human experience. And if you want to get more information about that, then I would highly recommend that you go to the horse's mouth, so to speak, and check out the missing link from Sydney Banks, who uncovered this understanding nearly 40 years ago. So I hope you enjoy the final piece of the conversation, and I'll speak to you again at the end. Can you give us an example, Adam, of something that's really changed you've noticed in a relationship? So maybe how you would have responded before as to how you've responded now. Does anything come to mind?
The biggest one that stands out for me is my relationship with my girlfriend, because, you know, I was probably with her. I think we've been together about 3 years now. And, you know, for that first sort of, it was about a year and a half ago where I came across this stuff and started to notice that things were different. And you know, I suppose like in the past, before realizing this, it would always seem like the problem was if there was some sort of issue in our relationship, it was because of her, or I would have felt if there was something wrong with her, I would have felt the need to try and change, like somehow change her experience. You know, that made sense, but. You know, nowadays that just does not make sense. It doesn't make sense at all, you know. I understand that I'm feeling my own thinking. You know, I'm not feeling anything to do with her. You know, it's 100% generated from me. And just realising that has completely changed the dynamic of everything, of absolutely everything to do with us. And you know, I never even knew it was possible to have a relationship like this. I never knew it was like a thing. And that is just astounding, you know, that's unbelievable. And the funny thing is that ever since this shift happened within me, you know, nowadays I find her saying things to me like, oh, but I've changed so much as well. She didn't even realise at times, but you know, other times she's saying things like, you know, I've actually changed so much as well. Like, how did that? Like, she doesn't really understand how it happens. But I suppose this is just the general. You know, it's like, you know, the old light effect. When one light comes on, other lights start to come on around. You know, it's like that seems to be happening a little bit as well. And I just, you know, I'm so grateful for that. It's just been. You know, that's probably the first place that I seen this unfolding was in my relationship with my girlfriend. Yeah, there's probably so many examples I could give about things that I swear it was her that was annoying me, and then oh wait, I realised it was me.
I know, isn't it funny the meaning we give to our feelings, that it must be somebody else, or it must be something else, and the blame response is almost immediate, isn't it? It's like you must have to do something differently to change the way I feel. And then when you see that that's just simply not it, doesn't work like that. It doesn't make sense to blame anybody for anything.
Yeah, I know.
Even though it looks like it does, even though when I can be in it, especially with my son, I can be right in my thinking, and I just know deep down something just kicks in that, you know, your thinking's going south here, Denise. You're getting really attached to some thinking, some shoulds, some ought tos. And the best thing to do now is to get out of here. And dinner is going to be really nice. And then in a moment of clarity, you're going to be able to address the situation. And that wouldn't have been available to me before now. I would have blown. I would have definitely blown in the moment for things not being done, or, poor behaviors. But now I see it's not those poor behaviors that are making you feel the way you do.
Yeah.
It just looks like there are feeling bullets which fire out of those poor behaviors into you. And when you can see, you look around for the feeling bullets, and then you go, there aren't any. Okay, then it must be an inside job.
Yeah, totally. And you can just see how, at times, how pervasive it is, and how easy it is to. It just seems like these things, and that's why, when sometimes it can be hard for people to see, because there's times where things look so real, but again, with me now, there's just that knowing that there's just a knowing there that it's not that way, and even when things do look so real that it's coming from there, nothing has to be done. It's just like, it's just so obvious now. It's just so clear that, wait a minute, it doesn't work that way. And yeah, it's so powerful. It's I can't even begin to.
No.
It's simply, for me, it's the most profound thing that's ever happened to me in my life is seeing this. It's as simple as that. If there was one thing that I could pass on to someone, it would be this.
Yeah. If I just sit back, then I can really hear wisdom and love and compassion and understanding and, humility. And I remember the first time I saw that, oh my gosh, James, my son, has wisdom too. And that might sound a really stupid thing to say, but I thought I had a whole thing about parenting that it was up to me to be able to teach him how to live life, how to be in life when he is life. It was a real duh moment, I have to say, Adam. Oh my God, you mean he's got wisdom too? He is life also. Wow. That changed everything.
Yeah, that's cool. I can relate to that a lot, even just through, my relationship, and at times wanting to almost put things into my girlfriend Elisa, almost like, feel like there's something, but I'm forgetting that, that's not how we work. We work from learning ourselves, that's it, and that's wisdom, so yeah, it's cool, I think as a parent, I've not got any kids yet, but as a parent, this is just an absolute blessing to have gained an understanding in, and yeah, it's my dad's began to kind of see this as I have a little bit as well.
Wow.
Which has been really cool, because he's got so many talents. My dad, I think he's got so many talents, and he's going to be retiring in a couple of years from his job that he's worked in for 25 years for Diageo, and I think he's got a lot of talents to give to the world. He's really funny, he's really funny, but he's always held that in himself because he's worried about what people think, and he's worried about how that will be sort of perceived and all the rest of it. And I can see slowly more and more that he's breaking through that. He's becoming more comfortable with just being that, and it's so cool to see.
Lovely.
Yeah. That's
lovely.
Yeah, it's cool, this in families and whatnot. It's sometimes the people closest to you, I think, They sometimes, they're the last people to listen to you at times, but it's cool. They pick up on. I think they pick up from from when you're just being this, and you're just coming from that space. They certainly do. They do pick up on these things.
Well, I hope you've really enjoyed this series of 4 recordings with Adam Ashe, and I would like to just say a huge thank you to him, and I've really enjoyed the conversation. And if you'd like to get hold of Adam, he is on Adam_Ashe at aol.co.uk. And if you'd like to contact myself, I'm on denise.holland at class-performance.com. There's several articles on my website. That is www.class-performance.com. I've got a Facebook page, a business page and a personal page, and that's at Denise Holland 3Ps. Coming up in the next few shows will be Dr. George Pransky. George and I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago together with a group of people that are working in the field of elite and professional sport, and I'd love to share with you the conversation. It was absolutely fascinating and an absolute delight. So that will be coming up soon in the next few shows. And so in the meantime, I just wish you a happy day, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon. Bye bye.